it can be used. It might be abused. Let's put it that way. It might be abused. It's subject to abuse, and some people just believe that, you know, some Nigerians believe that they'd rather have face justice outside the shores of this country than come back home and face justice. What are your thoughts along this line?
Again, it still goes to that trust. Over the year, government has not actually sit down to do what it's supposed to do. If you look at other countries, how they have run the administration is commendable. If there is trust, and even a small boy comes to you and talks to you, you don't just discard it. So let me just see. I think that boy is not telling. Let me just see and see what information he has. And then you go to the in-depth and get your real solution. But in Nigeria, we're not doing that. So that particular trust is still the main problem. Over the years, people don't trust government. When government say A, B, Nigerians will be looking at them, they don't know what they're doing. Because similar things have been put across to Nigeria and they didn't work. Promises have been made which they could not fulfill. It's only because in Nigeria we don't have enough laws. In another country, you can't just come and campaign to me that I should vote for you. If I vote for you, give me a good road. It's cool. That's a trust. By saying that to me, you actually convinced me that this man is trusted. Usually, if I put my thumb and give you my vote.
What has trust got to do with this? How does it come into play here?
People are getting scared. As I told you, if you are working in a place, you should be able to know the rules of that place. Then you go by it. So if you are doing that collectively, things will go the way it's supposed to be. That trust, people don't trust you. If I don't trust, I can't talk to you. Even in friendship, if I don't trust, it can't work. Even in business enterprise, if I don't trust, it cannot work. So there's no trust within the government and its people. Things will not work. So government has to step up their game and enlighten the public and give them the power, give them the teeth, not only to back, the teeth to even bite. It's possible for us to, and we can do it. And I've been seeing across other countries that things are happening well.
To give the people or to give the institutions?
To give the people, all. We have to get the power. The power resides on the people, not to carry arms. Decision making resides on us. Look at actually what happened during the election. We voted our president in. If actually we know if the president is not doing the right thing, we have the power to recall him. Not to recall per se. Well, a process that can say, government, this is what I doing is affecting us. We don't want this. If we have that collective effort, it will work.
Some people are concerned about whether or not the judiciary is ready for this kind of treaty that we have signed. If we're calling people back home to come and face justice, do we have a situation where we can actually prosecute successfully? I mean, look at the ones that we currently have, the matters, the cases that we have in our hands. How far, how successfully are we prosecuting these cases? Is that a source of concern for you?
Yes, but those who are accusing the judiciary, I have told that there is no need for us to believe in this blame game. If we could recollect, when the Senate was trying to confirm the current CJN, a question was posed to him that, is there any need for us to have additional or a special court to try financial crime? He said he doesn't have a problem with that. But the attitude of Nigerians, because they're not going to import any judges from the moon, it's still the same judges that are on the bench that they go to post to that place to do their work. So if we have not actually checked our attitude, things will not work. He has no problem with that, but we should check. Because if we open so many special court courts, it will not solve the problem, unless the attitude. Just like, for instance, in this your office, you have computer, everything. If you don't press any particular button, that computer will not give you the best result you desire. It will not.
What do you mean by our attitude? Because if you ask majority of Nigerians, they will say that corruption is a major problem for us and they want corruption brought to a halt, I mean, at least to the barest minimum. So how can we fault the attitude of Nigerians? Is that there's a lack of will on our part?
Yes, so there's attitude. Two activities matter. For instance, if I'm driving on the road, I just park in the middle of the road. Somebody is blowing horn for me to clear. I say, Mr. Man, can't we just pass to the right side? That is attitudinal problem. If that particular person eventually have his way to governance, he will abuse because he doesn't have the rudiment of governance or leadership. He doesn't have it. So all these little things we are doing, we think it doesn't matter. It matters a lot. So if you try, as I say, if we try to do the best we can do, things will go, things will go, things will go. Yeah, I always feel bad when I'm talking on media like that because, especially on corruption, it has caused a serious damage to this country. Even in trying going to abroad and see how they will mess you up at the airport. Checking it because they don't trust you. They have seen your government or service government what they did in the past. So if your president or even the vice president or even the governor are not behaving the way it is, how would they trust even the ordinary citizen? Because they expect that the government should set a pace for a citizen to follow. So that is it.
Are you saying that this flows from government, this attitude problem that we have? It's not something ingrained in us. This is something that we have learned over time. Because people will also argue that when Nigerians leave the shores of this country, they tend to behave.
Yes, because there are laws working in that particular country. If you look at, I'm not alive, if you look at the emblem of justice, you see a female cover her face. That means the law does not look at a person, look at the issue that brought before it to read. Because things in Nigeria will have the inequality system. That is injustice. If you have inequality, things will not work. Mr. HB, you saw, if you collect the issue of Hillary Clinton, that is Monica Lewinsky of 90s, you saw how they put him on trial until later when he now agreed that he had such misconduct, and later he was free out of it. A whole president. But look at Nigeria. If you look at the Nigerian constitution, our president is the most powerful president in the world because of the constitution. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, when they brought this constitution in 1999, I don't think they allowed Obasanjo to even go through it and see before they even because they just handed it to him after the inauguration that please take and run the government. If you go through the constitution, yes, it's not a private document, but there are laws. That's why laws are open so that at least to give room for amendments. The recent, thank God that the Senate, the other committee on constitution are working towards the amendment of the constitution, which I think it will go a long way for us. Among those that were featured last time were the local government autonomy, which everybody yearning for, because you'll be able to see if there's anything happening, you'll be